We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall in sin. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene. Yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team. Yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around. You know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back, overcome a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back to you with another new part of What If Asta Was the Warrior of Light? This is part 3, and let's go through that as a recap. With the last part, with Asta waking up from that of a 3-day coma after awakening his power as the new Warrior of Light, with also gaining that of his new grimoire, which is basically anti-magic swords, or a sword, I should say. And even though he has gained that of the paladin job class, he doesn't truly know how to swing a sword until that of former Diamond Kingdom mage captain Zell trains Asta, of course, having him a better understanding on how to wield a blade more easily. With now, as he and Yuno head to that of the Clover Kingdom capital for the Magic Knight exam, in there, Asta shows what he's capable of, with showing off his paladin class and unlocking a new class midway in the exam, and that being the Black Mage class, showing off his ability and skills and good control over his magic and mana, with many of the captains are quite impressed. It was only when he basically humiliates and beat the living crap out of that of Seiki that everybody began to see him in a different light. And now it's time for those to be chosen for Magic Knight squads. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? As it's now become that of the late evening, currently, as the sun begins to set, Vangeance stands back up and heads to the edge of the viewing locations for that of the Magic Knight captain, saying, "We will all now, with everybody now showing what they're capable of, this year's Magic Knight exam will reach its true conclusion. We'll call you by that of your participation number, and once each captain raises their hand, you are able to choose the Magic Knight squad of your choosing." Within hearing that, Asta realizing, oh crap, within thinking, damn it, even though my job class is basically ready off a little bit of magic and qualifications, within, he remembers everything that his, Black Mage job class personality did. Arrogant, entitled, quite ambitious, easily threatening almost everybody around him. No way in hell the captains are going to be wanting somebody like him now. He's so screwed. Within, looking at that of Asta, realizing he's going to be overthinking things as always. Within, as each of participants have basically, gotten ready, have been chosen and been called, all that's left is Yuno and Asta. With Yuno being called next up, within, soon, all of the Magic Knight captains raise up their hands for that of the raven-haired, amber-eyed Magic Knight, with Asta looking complete and total shock, but a part of him not entirely shocked, given that this is Yuno that we're talking about, the gifted brother of his, after all. As you know, with no remorse or any kind of, shame, basically speaks up saying, if I must ask, which of the Magic Knight squads would make it easier for me to become the Wizard King? Within hearing that, Asta saying, you asshole! With having that of a plain face. However, internally he couldn't help but feel so smug about that. But then, soon Vaughn just couldn't help but smile, saying, well, that would be my squad, actually. Given that I, the captain of the Golden Dawn, worked under that of the Wizard King himself and gained that of direct missions from him as well. Within hearing this, saying, then I choose to join the Golden Dawn. Vaughn saying, excellent choice, young Yuno. My name is Yuno. It's a pleasure to meet you, young Yuno. With Vengeance couldn't help but smile, looking at Yuno, after all. Within soon, calling that of Asta's, participation number. Within him getting to the center, with him feeling somewhat nervous, but entirely not fully nervous. For some reason, it almost feels like he knows which Magic Knight squad to choose. As he looks up, expecting that nobody was going to raise a hand for him, given that he's an enigma and somewhat unable. However, 2 Magic Knight captains have their hands up, one being from Yami and the other from Flangolion, with Asta completely and utterly shocked, with even that of the silver-haired guy by the name of Nozel, captain of the Silver Eagle, saying, Flangolion, do you have any idea what you're doing by raising your hand up like that? Saying, I do. And honestly, I would be stupid to pass up an opportunity like this, young man. Within soon, Yami saying, wise minds think alike, huh, firebrows? Within soon, Flangolion couldn't help but basically scoff a little bit. But again, it's not really that of disgust, but more as playful annoyance after all. Within soon, Asta saying, I was not expecting anybody to raise their hand for me. Within soon, Yami saying, not too surprising, you're pretty much an enigma, kid. But to be fair, you got a lot of potential and power. Something like that would be wasted not giving it to brought into that of the fold here. Within soon, Flangolion saying, that's why we ask, which would you like to join? My name is Flangolion Vermilion, captain of the Crimson Lion Kings, eldest son in that of the Vermilion royal family. If you join my squad, you'll have that of prestige and power that most commoners would basically dream of. What would you do, young man? Within hearing that, Asta is somewhat tempted, but then wanting to hear that of the other guy, the guy he ran into in the beginning, saying, the name is Yami Tsukihiro, captain of that of the Black Bulls, considered to be the worst Magic Knight squad, and, we also take missions directly from the Wizard King himself as well, so there's that. Within hearing that, saying, I'll join the Black Bulls. Within, everybody completely basically sounds like that of a record scratch, even though records don't exist in this world. Within suit, of many of the participants who already gotten that of who have already chosen that of their squads can up and say, what the hell? Is he insane? Did he say he wants to join the worst Magic Knight squad of all time? Within, soon Yami couldn't help but laugh, saying, ha ha! In your face, lion boy! I got him! Ha ha! I'll be waiting to cash in that favor in the future. Within, soon, Flangolion couldn't help but huff and a little bit annoyed, saying, well, that's my own fault. I should have been more honest if I'm going to be fair. I think I was trying to best to basically sell him on that of the prestige of nobility. But I should have known. Within, looking at that of Asta, within saying, that boy, he doesn't need nobility or status at all. Instead, it almost seems like it's basically secondary to him for his goal to become Wizard King. And honestly, as much as I would love to have somebody like him on my squad, being under that of having that of a rival himself that wishes to be Wizard King under my command, I think I would sabotage him. and I wouldn't be able to live for myself if I did that to one of my own subordinates. Within, Yami going down to Asta saying, "Welcome aboard, kid." Within saying, yeah, whatever. So, we done here? Because I don't think you're going to be getting any more new subordinates, given that you literally said you're the worst squad. Well, you're a cheeky little brat, aren't you? Within saying, hey, it's what you got. So, what are we going to do? Before them saying, Finral, Gordon, get your asses down here. Within, both Finral and Gordon basically go to that other captain, with Finral saying, we're your captain, and hey, new guy, I hope you're prepared for what you're gonna be getting yourself into. As for Gordon saying, it's nice to meet you, Asta, was it? My name is Gordon. I hope we can get along. As he whispers this, with Asta couldn't hear him at all, with realize, dude, I can't hear you. Can you please speak up? With that little introduction out of the way, with Yami saying, Finral, send us back, saying, got it, Captain. Before then, bring up his grimoire saying, spatial magic, fallen angels, wing beat. With then, as soon creating that of a large grayish white portal right in front of 4 Black Bulls members now, I should say. Within, soon, us saying, whoa, spatial portal. Nice. They weren't kidding. You really do know how to use spatial magic. Within saying, nobody's really complimented about. Before then, as Asta jumps back in, saying, why are you trying to grab me, damn it? But then saying, once again, you're a pretty active little bastard, aren't you? Saying, wait, if you just want me to get into the damn portal, I'll get in, damn it. Seriously. Before sighing, walking in the portal with no fuss. Within, Yami saying, I really am gonna like this kid. Within, Fenrir saying, oh man, if things wouldn't get chaotic enough as it is. With Gordon placing a hand on that of Finral's shoulders, patting it, telling him that everything will be okay, but in that of a whisper, saying, yeah, thanks, Gordon. As the rest of them head into the portal before it soon fades from existence. Within soon, Flangolion can help but say, well then, I guess I will call this an end. I answer prompt. Within soon, Nozel saying, Flangolion, what did you even promise that damn foreigner? Within saying, we made a bet. In the near future, he'll call on that of a favor, and I will have to answer it, no matter the time or place, or what it betrays. Within soon, that of the long black raven-haired scrawny man couldn't help but cackle, saying, hey, you really did play yourself into that? As much as that kid down there was interesting, and I mean really interesting, was he really worth it? Within that big guy with that of a mask and wearing that of a purple magic knight robe couldn't help but say, I don't know, that kid may be worth something. To study what kind of magical power he has. First he turned into that of one weird-ass knight. Then he became that of a mage that has the same kind of level and power as that of a captain. Possibly even may reach the same level as that of Wizard King Julius. I want to know on how a kid like that has power like that, and yet he doesn't radiate a single brand of magic when he's not using it. But then, that's when one of the 2 only female captains spoke up, being a blonde-haired girl wearing a silver armor and a blue uniform, saying, you men worrying about things that shouldn't even matter. However, she mentally blushes to herself, thinking about that of a certain muscular, Asian-looking captain after all. Within, a captain with that of blue hair, looking a little bit younger, saying, aw man, I won't lie, I was actually interested in that guy, but I was kind of a little worried and thinking that I might have made the wrong decision. But now I think about it, maybe it would have been a good decision to basically get the guy too. Within him also thinking, maybe he would be one of my very first friends. As being the newest captain of that of the Aqua Deer, once originally known as the Grey Deer Magic Knight Squad, Rill, with Flangolion saying, yes, I can tell by that boy and his power. He'll be great for the Clover Kingdom. More than anything, I can tell he's the kind of person that will change this kingdom from the ground up, no matter what. Within, after saying his piece, that's when the red-haired, stoically mature royal walks out, with Nozel seeing the man that he calls his rival and somewhat friend basically scoffing, saying, "Your optimism is so naive." However, Nozel couldn't help but basically think, saying, "He always has a way to find talent. That damn Yami, I'm trusting you with her safety. You foreigner, you better not let me down, or her either." As the captains now head off to meet with that of their newest subordinates, with that of Yami, Asta, Finral, and Ghosh. They soon arrive at that of the Black Bull's hideout. Within, Yami saying, "Here we are, home sweet home. So, what do you think, newbie?" Within, soon Asta saying, "It looks," within thinking, "a bit unique, to be honest." Within, Finral saying, "Just say it as it is, Asta. Creepy and weird, right?" But then saying, "Well, it does have that creepiness factor a little bit up to 10, but not too bad." Again, as he mentally thinks, "I possibly may have seen even creepier if that guy, Enzo, is telling the truth that he is me and I am him, and that these jobs come from that of a whole other world, to be honest." Within, soon, Yami saying, "Come on, time for you to meet the rest of the squad mates, kid." Within, heading up to that of the entranceway, as Yami is about to basically knock on the door. However, on the very moment, the wall on the right basically explodes. Within, Asta having that of a look of pure and utter shock, with Finral, Gordon, and also Yami not even fazed by this. Within, looking at that of his newest squad mate saying, "How the hell are you guys not fazed by this shit?" With Finral saying, "See for yourself," as jumping off from the small staircase. Before then, noticing in that of the hall, in that of the open wall, within that, having that of a look of pure and utter shock and bewilderment. Within, seeing that of many Magic Knight squads of the Black Bulls acting like crazy as hell, with a boy with that of, well, a black uniform, wearing a Black Bull's robe, with that of a black and white mohawk with sunglasses and piercings, basically is angry as hell at that of a boy with blonde hair, a long light blue super tee, and black pants, basically jumping around using lightning magic while laughing like that of a maniac in a way, as the one with the mohawk creates that of a fiery bat and sending that of fireballs from the bats at that of the boy with the lightning magic. As then seeing that of a young lady basically passed out drunk on that of a couch with barely wearing any clothes outside of her bra and panties, as tons of liquor bottles are basically strewn around her after all. With then seeing that of a somewhat small little girl, or I should say little woman, with that of blonde hair, with that of black hair, basically making tons of food, with that of tons of sheep also basically making tons of food alongside her as well, saying that everybody's going to need to fill up on their strength after all. Within seeing that of a big person in that of the background, basically puffing, letting out smoke out of their non-existent mouth. Within seeing that of a, purple-haired guy with that curly hair, with that of one side of his face of his right eye basically being covered, saying, "My dearest Marie." Looking at that of a girl that somewhat resembles him in some way, but still she has blonde hair. As Asta sees all of this, he couldn't help but think, even though I felt like I have made the right choice, part of me wants to think I've made the worst choice of all time, damn it. As his face of horror still basically stuck on it. Within, soon Finral saying, "Yep, this is your new magic squad and this is what it's like to be a Black Bulls member, dude." Within, soon Gordon saying, "They're a rowdy bunch, but you'll get to know them. They're actually really good people." Within, us saying, "Dude, I really cannot hear what you're saying." Within, Yami saying, "You numbskulls, I'm back." Within, many of them noticing that of Yami's voice, seeing the man in that of the massive hole. Before then, each of all of them saying, Captain! As all of them begins to crowd and ask that of Yami for certain favors, seeing if he's doing okay, want to see if they want to hang out, and other stuff like here and there. With Yami feeling somewhat flattered about that of his squad basically missing the guy or some way in another. Before then getting serious, saying, alright, cut the shit. We got some serious shit to discuss. I want you all to meet our newest squad mate. Within hearing that, Yami soon points at that of Asta, with Asta basically being shocked that he's now the center of attention. Yami saying, this kid's named Asta. He's going to be our newest member. Show him a typical Black Bulls welcome as always. With Asta saying, hello there, everyone. It's a pleasure to meet you all. Within soon, he gets bombarded by that of everybody else, leaving him completely and utterly shocked by that of all the attention he's getting. Within Yami, basically pulling out a cigarette and then lighting it, saying, hey, Finral, make another portal. I gotta get the new girl after all. Within Finral saying, oh, right, of course. Creating another spatial portal for that of Yami, and so he can go and get that of another new member of the Black Bulls to introduce to that of Asta. Within Asta getting to know a few of his members, the guy with that of the, mohawk being Magna, the guy with the blonde hair and the long blue t-shirt being that of Luck, the woman who was basically blackout drunk, now basically sober and also has some clothes on properly, being Vanessa, as she has that of a, quite revealing red dress with red boots and that of a witch's hat on. The short girl, or young woman, I should say, is Charmy. The big guy, or I should say big girl, is Gray, who doesn't really talk much and mainly talks to that of her, transformation magic. And the purple-haired guy, who basically looks at that of a picture of a little girl, which is actually his little sister, Marie, is named Gauche. And he has to say they are basically the most colorful cast of characters that he has ever met. However, he feels like he's met weirder people, but in a good way, to be honest. Before realizing, hey, with everybody looking at that of the, grayish blonde, within saying, I haven't even got that of my Magic Knight robes yet. Within hearing that, Magna couldn't help but basically smirk at this, saying, oh, you haven't even got your robes yet? Well then, kid, you're gonna have to earn them. Within us saying, seriously? I have to earn my robes? Why am I not surprised? Within saying, alright, let's do this. What I gotta do? What do I need to prove myself to basically gain that of my own robe? Within, Magna smirking behind that of his sunglasses saying, it's time for your baptism. Within, us saying, baptism? Within, a couple minutes later, they arrive at that of a open field where now everything is basically lit up with that of torchlight. Within, soon, Magna saying, you gotta prove that you earned that of your Magic Knight robe stripes. To be a Black Bull, you gotta show that you got the grit and the determination to withstand anything that comes your way. So show me what you got. Asta, was it? Within, soon hearing that, Asta couldn't help but sigh before smirking, saying, alright, you asked for it. I'll show you what I'm capable of. As then, materializing in that of his left hand, being that of the Paladin class crystal, within crushing that of the crystal, before soon materializing in that of a bright white light, being in that of his Paladin class, sword and shield in hand, within having that of a look of seriousness and determination. Within, Vanessa couldn't help but say, whoa, he actually looks a lot more handsome. I wouldn't say that he's more handsome than Captain Yami, but within, as for Charmy, looking at that of Asta, she couldn't help but have that of hearts in her eyes, saying, he's so hot. He's like a knight in shiny armor. As the small young woman couldn't help but basically just look at that of Asta in that of longing. With Luck couldn't help but have that of a look of stars in his eyes, saying, wow, I can sense his magic. It's not a lot, but it's quite something. I really want to fight him. If he's able to do stuff like this, he may be awesome to fight. With Gordon saying, this guy is way too pretty. I gotta keep him away for that of my precious Marie. Within, Magnus saying, oh, you're really something, I gotta say. A new captain like to bring in that of unique people, but you're something else. Alright then, I'll show you what I'm capable of. I hope you know that your superior isn't holding anything back. Within, opening up that of his grimoire, as that of a fiery aura appears. Within, seeing that of the design, as even though it's a 3-leaf clover grimoire, the clover basically looks like it's inside that of a skull head after all, with bones basically looking like that of an X in the middle. Within us saying, well, that's one unique ass grimoire. Well then, with soon getting in that of a battle stance, shield at ready, sword prepared behind him, saying, I'm ready. Show me what you can do, my senpai. Within, Magna giving that of a twisted grin of joy, saying, all right, here it comes. Within, fire begins to channel in that of Magna's right hand, and that of a massive fireball. Within, saying, this is my magic. Fire creation magic. Exploding fireball! As he sends that of a fast-paced fireball straight at that of Asta. Within, Asta see it coming, as he couldn't help but basically smirk, as then bringing up that of his white golden-like shield up to that of the fireball, standing his ground, protecting himself from that of the massive fireball. With then, Asta couldn't help but with that raging roar, push the fireball back before then, at that very moment, a blink and you miss it kind of moment, he slices the fireball in half with that of his sword, cutting it in two before it explodes. With then, everybody completely and utterly shocked by this. Within, Magnus saying, holy crap, did I just... Within saying, writing me off that easily? Please. Wiping away the smoke from him, as with Asta having that of a stern look on his face. Within, everybody else completely and utterly shocked by this, with even Magnus saying, holy crap, you survived my exploding fireball? Within, Asta realizing, didn't even need to use my anti-magic swords on this. So, did I pass? With then, soon, Magnus couldn't help but have that of a grin of excitement saying, hell yeah, man, you passed with flying colors. Welcome to the Black Bulls. But then, Asta basically de-transforms back from Paladin back to his normal form. Within, soon, Charmy saying, my shining knight, why do you have to go? Within, Asta freaking out saying, what's with her? Within, soon, Vanessa saying, oh, don't worry about it. She has her quirks just like the rest of us. As for your magic knight robe, Vanessa, using that of her own grimoire, within saying, thread magic. As soon she creates that of a magic knight robe around that of Asta. Thread creation! And to add a little bit of a Black Bull's touch to it. Adding the symbol of the Black Bulls on that of Asta's headband. But then he couldn't help but say, oh crap, this is awesome! I'm truly a member of the Black Bulls. I swear, I won't let any of you guys down. I'll give it my all, no matter what. Within, bowing his head, with all of them soon, and welcoming that of their newest member. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, if you guys wonder why this is a short one, honestly, I wanted to focus more on the conversations between between the captains, to be honest. Given that we don't really see them interact with each other as much, especially the OG captains, given that Fangolion gets injured and Mayor Leona takes his place. And it's always said that he's like literally the voice of reason among them, to be honest, when they start acting up like dumbasses. And of course, like I said, Fangolion was interested in Asta in this timeline due to his power as the Warrior of Light. And of course, I won't lie, I was debating on basically allowing that of Asta to join that of the Crimson Lion Kings. To be fair, it would be interesting as a what if in the future, in the near future, who could say. Anyways, if you guys like this, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification key to date my videos upload to the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, gaming channel, side channel, other channel, Patreon, Cash App, and PayPal. All link in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leon Mookie, signing out. Later, guys. Hope you all take care. You know what to do, my precious Shiro.
Hi, everyone. This is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!